Hello everyone, Mystic here. Diamond armour, one piece of which I've enchanted, and it has feather falling. And we made this mob grinder, or a mob farm. As you can see, it's pretty good. Just need a... Okay, yeah. As you can see, I've done a bit off camera already. For some reason I've gotten tons of bows. Skeletons really want to drop bows. Yeah, lag there, not sure why. However, as you can see, it's harder to hit the enemies that are in the back, so I just use the crossbow. Yep. And as you can see, since I've done it on top of here, I'm actually getting Vindicators. So I'm getting myself emeralds. Okay, well, for now, I'm going to remove all those bows. I'm going to do something special. If you take multiple of the same item wounded, you can actually repair it using them in your crafting. Thing is, you have to do this by hand. Go. Got an almost fully healed bow there. Got a half-healed bow there. Will this fully heal it? Yes, it will. One fully healed bow, and maybe two. Two fully healed bows. Along with one not quite healed bow. There we go. Now I have two bows with full health. You might also notice I built a bit of a staircase. This is because every now and then I have to run up here, and there you go. You can hear the mob spawning. That's because, for some reason, mobs spawn in a certain radius around the player, while equally not being able to spawn by their home, or by their bed. Okay, well now that I've stood up there for a second, got a few more mobs. As you can see, the XP is decent. Here we go. Also, if you're questioning why my crossbow for some reason has to take a double up on loading, it honestly is unknown to me. Well, I might as well do this, and I can actually show off something important about the in-crafting ability to repair. So, you can probably still guess, yeah, this works on everything, armor included. However, there is a reason that the grindstone does exist, which more or less does the same thing. Enchanted items don't give you the enchantments. Instead, you just get nothing out of it, except for the increased durability. However, if you do it with a grindstone, you also get XP for the enchantments, making a grindstone way more valuable than using inventory to do that. But, now I'm level 35, I can actually do 2 enchantments, and honestly, very close to free. You might be thinking, wait, every enchantment needs 30 levels. Ever since enchantments have been changed where you use lapis, it actually doesn't require 30 full levels. Instead, it just requires 30 as its minimum. In truth, It takes 3 levels. Well, that's a good pair of pants. I'm breaking free sword. How about my crossbow? I'm breaking free. How about my pickaxe? I'm breaking free. I think I'm seeing a trend here. Never take Bane of Arthropods. Okay, well, I now get to show this off at least. As you can see, it does heal, and I did get XP for grindstoning the enchanted item. So, what else am I going to do exactly? I'm honestly thinking that in the mixture of trying to enchant things, my chests here, they are extremely messy. So I want to go ahead and I want to clean these. Because this is annoying for me to look at, because I typically will have things sorted out into different groups, like armor and tools in one chest, food in another, resource blocks in another, mob drops in one, and ore in one. Or not just ores and ingots and stuff. So I'm going to probably go ahead. Yeah, I'll take a stack of my dark oak planks. And I'm going to make myself quite a few chests. There we go. I also need to check. I don't think I do have one, so... do I have enough? I might barely have enough iron. Oh, I have enough iron, I think. If you're questioning what I'm doing, 3 blocks of iron and 4 iron ingots. Oh, hello, sir. If you're questioning why he's here, he's part of a raid. Or part of a raid platoon. A small group of villagers which typically randomly spawn around the world. Not sure why he's here, but he is. Okay, I want to show you something important that you can do. You can name chests. Does take 1 level, but in doing so, when you would open up a chest, instead of it saying up here, large chest, it will say what is actually written for its name. So I could rewrite this one to say blocks. Okay, now though that I'm going to start actually sorting out my items, it's time to put that on a different floor, I think. Because it's a bit cluttered down there. But there we go. 4 perfect double chests. This one will be used for stuff like armors and tools. Then we go ahead and try to sort out all of that into one. Also, if you're questioning, this is my current inventory. This will be my wood chest. Try to keep it probably down here. Wood is always pretty vital. However, equally, I do feel like I'm going to need to do something. I'll take the 18 wood there. Actually, I don't even need this much. Signs. Why are signs so good? I can now write on the sign what I also want to be the chests. And since they're large, I could put a sign on it and I could still go on the other side. Okay, there's one thing I want to quickly check. Do I have any? I have one glowing sack. I have several glowing sacks. Good. This is actually really handy. Because when I come over here, I forgot that these can be kind of annoying. What do I want to name it so I can make sure that I'll probably name it tools. Now the thing about on the PlayStation is extremely annoying to try and get it onto a different layer. But now the importance as to why I brought along my glowing sacks. You can make them glow. You can also change the colour of what the text is. I'll make this one food. This one will be mob loot. And this one will be ores. Now I make all of these glow and blue. There you go. You can see pretty clearly what these all are. Also, speaking of food, got a few things I could put away in there. Speaking of mob loot, I can actually put the glowing sacks I'm currently holding in there. Speaking of ore, I could put the lapis in there. I could, in theory, take the wood. So I'm going to take the wood, and I'm going to put it up there as well. Okay, let's pull out the double chest. I honestly don't like that position. I can put it here. This is wood. And before I leave it, I am going to put my wood in here, because it would be a terrible idea to try and carry all this. There we go. Now I head into here. One glowing sack. One lapis. And there we go. Now it's going to be objectively the easier bit for this. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to run around and try to put things where I want them to be. So anything that is dropped by mobs is what I'll start with. You might be questioning, why didn't I take the potatoes since zombies drop them? Technically they're more along the line of food. I will also take passive mob drops. You might also be questioning, why am I not taking the arrows? Arrows are still pretty valuable to me. I'll take slime balls. So I guess in truth it's anything that is directly mob drop. So no plausible alternative method to obtaining. Which would make sense for string, magma cream, ink sacs, raw chicken, leather, spider eyes, slime balls, wool, bones, and rotten flesh. I'm actually now going to do something I commonly do as well. I'm going to sort these into one side being more aggressive and one side being more passive. There we go. Actually, in technicality, there. Next up, I think I'll try to move everything that I classify as food. So that'll be stuff that the player can consume, which doesn't have directly negative effects, like spider eyes. This will include the following: raw foods, farm foods, fish. Okay. It will also include wheat, for it is classifiable as a farm food. If you're questioning why I'm not taking glistening melon, I'll show that a little bit later. I could take bows for mob loot, but I'm going to do that for a different thing. First of all, let's move all the food classed items. There we go. I'm now going to sort out all of these into, again, respectives. I'm also going to remove pufferfish for a very, and I mean very, good reason. Okay, with mob loot and foods sorted out, I'm going to quickly do what I'm very much talking about. This chest will be what I'm going to hold things that you can brew within. And while, yes, golden carrots are actually one of those, golden carrots are more or less classified as a food item. Plus, they have the best saturation in the game. That is how long it takes for your hunger to finally start depleting once again. I forgot about gunpowder apparently there. Blaze powder will be taken. And this is why I'm taking glistening melons. Oh, there's more slime balls in here too. Glowstone dust. Golden apples. And I would say that's it for now. I'm taking out of those to go to the next floor. Okay, back into the mob loot, we'll go slime balls and gunpowder. Now, I could say, but I'm not going to, blaze powder, because blaze rods are what blazes drop. In here, we'll go these. There we go. Brewing stuff. And once again, got a mob loot, one ink sac, one lapis. And there we go. Really, this is just me trying to make sure everything's neater and tidier, because these two random floating chests are, well, as I've already said, random floating chests. Okay, now I'm going to take both ore-based and tool-based. That is until I... Okay, I can't even carry more, I think. Yep, I've already run out of space. Well, time to take what I have and then come back down for the second chest. Okay, now that we're back down here, let's grab our diamonds, our nephrite ingot, which is extremely valuable, and whatever remains of tools, but also ore. Amethyst is a unique thing. It's not really an ore, but it is an underground item that you can find. Much is the same sort of ideology of quartz. It is an ore, but you can't use it like other ores. Same goes with, to some degree, flint. Rare drop from gravel. You can use it to make a flint and steel and to make arrows. However, I'm not going to take that, as to me that's more of a trash-like item. You hardly ever need to use it. Okay. There will be special chests as well that I plan to make. I guess you can call those treasure chests, but not in the same sense as a pirate. A treasure chest will simply be chests that contain my more valuable items. There we go. If you're questioning why I've not put my golden apples into the food chest, I classify golden apples as a treasure item. And the game, I believe, also does class them as treasure items. Okay, as I hear skeletons, I'm gonna go to bed to hopefully have them start going towards the water to burn. There we go. Now, as there is honestly quite a bit in here which is block based, I'm going to move all of that in here. There we go. I'm also going to quickly just shift those around. There. For the majority of this, it appears to be classified as farming. Everything that I've now put on the top row is farming based. Everything that I will put on the bottom row will be classified as treasure. However, you might notice I've put the Nautilus shell on a separate layer from everything else. I classify this as special because while it's a mob drop, there's only one use, but that one use is to make something very special. With a Heart of the Sea and 8 Nautilus shells, you can make a conduit. The higher level your conduit, the more powerful your conduit. And trust me, conduits are extremely powerful, with the innate ability being flat out making you unable to drown when you're near it. The other things it can do is when mobs are in water, this includes rain, and they're near the conduit, it can actually hurt them. And finally, it can give you conduit power at maximum level. This gives you in-water extra speed, night vision, and I believe resistance as well. It is a very powerful effect. Okay though, I'm thinking on how to move these. We do have several treasure-based items as well in here, especially Pickstep. You might also notice though, these discs, they're quite interesting with how they're named. We've got Cat, and we've got 13. And besides Pickstep, which is different font because of how it's been done, and it's an actual person's song, these two are actually Minecraft songs. Cat is my favourite, so I'm happy I have Cat. But 13... For those that know, you already understand why I am concerned about even talking about 13. Not sure what on earth that noise was they made, but that concerns me. Okay. Let's see, what could this be? Most of my remaining items are more or less random. I might just make this a miscellaneous chest. But while miscellaneous, I'll try to keep it under control for everything that's within. This also means going to need to do this again. Oh, my sticks are actually still downstairs. Okay, I can tell that they are making the noises of skeletons, but I can't see said skeletons. So they're probably somehow underground under the house. There we go. These will also be put into the miscellaneous, so I might as well actually just take them all. Make the signs. And I'm going to now sort all of these away. There. I'm going to use the shorthand for miscellaneous, MISC with a dot, and it's also going to be on a separate layer because, well, it's a miscellaneous thing. There is next to no natural motion. Also, I probably should have been doing that a lot earlier, but you can also use blue dye to make things, well, you guessed it, blue. Which means I could have been saving my lapis. But hey, lapis isn't that hard to reach for. Typically you get multiple per ore. Okay. If you're questioning what I'm doing now, I'm going to move a single chest, and I'm going to put it over here. Now, this chest won't contain my treasures, mainly being my several totems of undying. in truth, that's not the full chest. The full chest is this. I'm going to sort out my farming stuff into there. And I know I can fit all of that in my inventory. So I'm going to sort it all out into my inventory. There we go. With all of my seeds now in place, in my inventory, put all of these away. So, I have more miscellaneous items in the form of a lectern and glass panes. What remains are my treasures. I'm not going to class that as a treasure, but technically this has its own sort of collection. It doesn't really fit into anything. I have the pseudo treasure of Nautilus shells, and I have a chest of resources. I'm going to grab my treasures and I'm going to break this chest. I'm going to bring all of this up here. This is called farming. And this chest, well, you're about to find out what this will be. This is my blocks chest. I'm going to move the blocks. So you're probably now questioning, what am I doing with my treasures in hand again? Simple. Putting them in here. I'm going to start by moving all my dirt, all the cobbled, tough, gravel, smooth basalt, netherrack. Now I'm going to put all of these in the chest in the exact order I pulled them out of the other chest. All my dirt, cobble, deep slate, tough, gravel, smooth basalt, netherrack. I'm going to have another golden carrot, make sure that my saturation's high. Now, what am I going to do is stone slab, obsidian, crying obsidian, soul sand, bone block, amethyst. I'm going to move all my treasure based items down. There we go. Going to take all these and bring them up. I'm also going to quickly swap over to a pork chop instead of the carrot, because pork chop has the most bars, with 4. There is one other food that has a higher amount, but I don't have anything to make it. Okay. Stones, obsidians, soul sand, bone blocks, and amethyst. On to the final stretch, and you can probably guess it. I am once again going to be taking my treasures out of the chest. Take my totems, saddles, pig step, 13, cat, the lead, shells and the fire charges, and break the chest. Now with my ground floor being rid of chests, I'm going to put the final one here to sort out my blocks chest. Perfect. But what am I going to do about my treasures? Clearly I'm not going to want people to find them. Well, here's the trick. Remember how I have just a staircase here? If you want to know a fun little fact about Minecraft, if a block isn't a solid block, you can hide things within it, or hide things in a chest under it. Meaning, while most people might just go up the staircase, if I want to pull out a totem of undying, I let people go up, and then I quickly go behind and take it. You also could say, but what if people easily just go around the other side and see what's behind there? Well, you're about to find out. Let me also just make sure that I have sorted these two out with their blue dye and glowing ink sacs. You can see it is a faint blue, but it's not as easy to tell until, you guessed it, glowing ink. So how am I going to sort out the treasure chest? Simple. Get a bit of wood. Actually, stairs work out already. Get a staircase. And you try to put it in an angle where it's much harder to reach than you would expect. Tough bit, honestly, is there we go. This will be the perfect way of hiding the chest. For as you can now see, you can only barely see a part of it. And to make it harder to see, bang. You can still enter it, but it's a literal fragment when you have the base of the staircase there. And that's how you successfully hide a chest within a staircase. Okay. Sort out all those chests, and even hidden away my treasures. I think it's time to pay our dear old mob farm a visit again. See what's going on over there. And hopefully, more mobs have actually spawned with me not having to be over there for a change. Because if I do have to be up there, then that's kind of annoying. But then again, I guess I'll just do that off camera. Let's see. Any more mobs spawned, or am I going to have to do it off camera? Looks like I'll have to do it off camera, because by the looks of it, I have to come up here. Very annoying. Can't reach those. Okay, this one's jumping for some reason. I just heard an Enderman. Okay, I'll kill him. Where's that Enderman? There is a very important reason why I'm hunting for this Enderman. Endermen are the only things that can give you ender pearls in terms of mobs. Where is it? I feel like it's in the mansion, which is an issue, considering you can see what I had done to the mansion. I think the cat statue's actually still perfectly fine now. Okay, I guess I'm taking a dangerous traversal, and I'm heading back in the mansion. I hear mobs. Is that my mob spawner? Or is there just mobs in here? I mean, it's not that likely that there'd be mobs in here due to, how decrepit I made it. Or actually, maybe it's not as unlikely as I expect. There are quite a few areas. Okay, never mind, yeah, mobs still can spawn here. It's just way harder for them to spawn somewhere due to the decrepity of the floor. Plus, I'm honestly surprised this floor has barely taken damage. The only damage it's taken, by the looks of it, is over here towards the house, which, in all honesty, makes sense. Okay. I hear a drown. What? Has to be outside. Not yet. I'm gonna take all the melons. Also, if you're wondering why I'm using an axe and not my fist, that's the rate that you break a melon with your fist. This is it with an axe. Axes are actually faster at mining melons. Same is true with pumpkins. You can also use shears on pumpkins to make a jack-o'. And I'm not saying jack-o'-lantern for the reason of it's not fully a jack-o'-lantern. It doesn't have a light. No torch. But okay, now I'm back onto the bingo, I think. I thought I saw enderman particles. Also, if you're questioning why don't I just try to use the mob grinder for that, the way it works is there is water that pushes the mobs into the middle, which is the hole. The reason that it won't work is, for those that know Minecraft, you'll know this, endermen do not like water. Endermen will teleport upon touching water. This does include rain. Meaning, this does not work at all for an enderman farm. The best place for an enderman farm is the end. Which, well, doesn't work out for you if you're like me yet and haven't even gone to it. For the obvious fact of it's the final dimension you go to. But okay. Appears to be I thought I heard an enderman, but there isn't one. And now that's a full chainmail zombie. Full armored zombies are actually rare. Thing is, I can't tell if it's fully enchanted either. But I want to kill it, because I want some of that chainmail. chainmail originally was the rarest armor type in the game, as initially you couldn't craft it. Or, well, you couldn't craft it without cheating in something that you shouldn't be allowed to get. You see, the crafting recipe for chainmail originally was comprised of fire blocks. Something that you actually just can't get. It's impossible. However, ever since, I believe, the Nether update, it has been made viable to actually acquire chainmail armor. And the way you do that, I would need more iron for. Because it is actually with iron bars. Or, actually wait, no, ever since the Nether update, it wasn't iron bars. You can make chains. Those chains are what you can then use to make chainmail armor. This then allows you to make a full set of every armor, which you can put on armor stands. The only exception is wood armor, but in replace for wood you got leather armor, which is unique as it's the only armor that you can dye. It also is the reason for why chainmail is so unique, because chainmail was initially the only armor you couldn't actually craft. Gold is the weakest of all armors, for, well, the same reason that literally every piece of gold item is. And then you have iron, which is the bog standard, this is what you typically would have. And diamond, which is originally the best, before the Nether update came along and made that into netherite armor. Okay, I want to kill off some of these salmon. As you see, salmons drop you bones upon death every now and then. Come on. They're really not showing off the bones. Come on. There we go, there's another one that dropped a bone. For some reason it is pretty rare, but it is doable. And it is a viable thing to do for a peaceful mode to acquire bones, which in turn allows you to acquire just, well, everything that a bone can. Bone meal, dogs, and that's kind of it. Okay. Once I've sorted out these few things, I feel like I will end it there, because we've got more stuff enchanted, which is honestly very valuable. And off camera I will go ahead and I will try to get many more levels. But now that I have 2 enchanted items, all that remains is my helmet. Or, well, that would be the case if I didn't have a specific desire. Trust me, I'm going to go ahead and do what I always do, which is make the ultimate armor. For that I'm going to need more diamonds and hopefully a fortune pick. Once I've done that, I'll be all good. So, I guess that'll be it for now. This is Mystic, and next time, hopefully I'll have the XP. I'm going to try, and I'm going to make either better or perfect armor. Goodbye.